Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Ipshita Bansal from BPS Women's University, Sonipat, Haryana. Today we will be discussing about the module Financial and Non-Financial Compensation of the paper Strategic Human Resource Management. By the end of this module, students will be able to understand relevance of compensation, different aspects of compensation, difference between compensation and rewards, direct and indirect compensation, financial and non-financial compensation, and various other different practices. The term compensation actually refers to all financial returns and tangible benefits that an employee receives as a part of employment relationship. Designing a compensation system that can attract and retain talent is a challenge for today's human resource professionals. This requires vision, creativity, professional expertise, and executive understanding to deal with it. In order to design total reward system for an employee, an organization puts elements that drive, motivate, and compensate and reward employees for the work and effort they put in the organization. An organization designs total reward system for an employee in such a manner that components should cover all the aspects such as pay, benefits, perks, learning opportunities, encouraging environment, and impartial behavior that motivates an employee to stay in the organization for longer periods of time. Here we see diagrammatic representation of classification of compensation. Compensation or rewards can be classified broadly into two categories: financial or non-financial. Financial component again is divided into two parts as direct or indirect type of financial award. These rewards come under the category of extrinsic rewards. Direct rewards. This refers to monetary payments made to employees in exchange for work they perform in the organization. In this type of reward, basic wage or salary, bonus, incentives, merit increases, overtime payments, variable pay, and commission are included. Indirect rewards. This means here insurance, paid time off from work, pension, etc. These rewards are received by all the employees on the basis of their membership in the organization. In this type of remuneration, employees do not receive actual cash. Rather, they receive tangible value of the reward. Now we come to non-financial components. This is very important and is related to the class satisfaction that an individual derives from the job or the working conditions, an environment in which he or she performs. These are in the form of challenging job, variety of work, responsibility, etc. Moreover, recognition and praise also play a very important role. After completing a project successfully, if the organization recognizes the work, then it becomes a motivating factor for an employee to stay longer. McAdams has given various advantages of these systems. Recall value, which is more long lasting than cash payouts. Flexibility, because of ease of design depending on organizational goals and budgetary constraints. Trophy value, because of the obvious display advantage to co-workers and colleagues. Less expensive, as employers have to pay less compared to cash awards. Financial components of compensation. They are basically two: basic salary and variable pay or incentive. Basic salary is the base pay that is adjusted for length of service and for cost of living. Variable pay or incentive, this is the form of pay for performance, and incentive benefits are other than wages, salaries and incentives. These are various tools that an organization uses to retain their high performing employees, such as competitive salary, which is essential to attract a high performing employee. But to retain and satisfy an employee, there is need to include components such as bonuses, incentives and variable pay, which all are structured into a compensation package. So, what are the benefits? These benefits are given to the employees that are other than salary, wage and incentive. These are the indirect financial compensation components of the total compensation plan. Benefits are different from incentive as these are not related to the performance of an individual. In some organizations, perk is used rather than benefits. Conventionally, perk denotes those benefits which are discretionary in nature and usually paid to the senior level employees. Although few organizations use this as non-discretionary. For example, most of the organizations have canteen facility, which is not a mandatory requirement, but this is an industry practice. Benefits are accrued by all the individuals in the organization by virtue of their membership in that. Employees avail these benefits as long as they work for the organization, regardless of seniority or performance. So, what are the different kinds of benefits? These are mandatory benefits, fringe benefits, voluntary benefits and severance pay. Mandatory benefits. These benefits give legal binding on the employer to include provident funds, gratuity schemes, health plans, maternity leave, medical leave, etc. to be given to the employees. Employees Deposit Linked Insurance Scheme 1976 to provide life insurance to employees. MetLife India has launched a group of term insurance product called Met Group Life in lieu of EDLI that ensures employees and their families as well. The cover amount is fully tax free in the hands of the beneficiary and the coverage starts from the first day irrespective of the PF balance. For the employer, the premium paid is treated as business expense for income tax purposes. All employees who are members of the Employee Provident Fund scheme are eligible for Group MetLife. Then we come to some of the mandatory benefits. Sick leaves. The employer grants full pay for specified days. Generally, these are provided 12 in a year, and as 1 month leave is given to employees if they are sick. Paternity leave. In general, from 17 to 12 days paid off is provided to male employees as paternity leave. Let's discuss about fringe benefits. It refers to any extra benefit that is provided to an employee. These benefits cover a number of services that are provided by employers to their employees. This is a better method of buying gratitude and loyalty by employees. Some employees provide services over and above the legal requirements to make effective use of their workforce, whereas some restrict themselves to those benefits only which are required or mandatory by law. What are voluntary benefits? These are the discretionary benefits that are provided by the employer voluntarily. These include pay holidays, family-friendly benefits, retirement benefits, time for not worked, etc., etc. Moreover, employers offer their employees benefits such as sabbatical, child care centers, options of working from home, etc. Some companies even provide support to the spouses of the employees as well as such as language courses, etc. Some of the call centers had offered support in the form of company supported education policy, healthcare facility, life or accident insurance, free transport, subsidized meals, etc. Many of the call centers offer night shift, overtime allowances also. What is severance pay? In some organizations, employees are provided one-time separation pay while terminating an employee. This is a humanitarian gesture. In general, employees are supposed to give a notice little in advance before leaving the organization if they plan to quit. Thus, a provision of severance pay is in good health and maintained relations. It also reduces the chances of litigation while dismissing an employee. Some of the other benefits include wellness programs, pension and early retirement, family-friendly services, flexible benefit programs, the cafeteria approach, benefits and employee leasing, unemployment insurance, etc. Wellness programs. In health-related issues, it is always considered that prevention is better than cure. Leading to this principle, organizations actively involve healthcare specialists to regularly monitor the health of their employees and give them suggestions in timely manner. In one study, employees who undertook prevention programs aimed at cardiovascular disease reported an average 28% reduction in sick leave and a 26% reduction in direct healthcare costs. Thus, employers provide regular information and arrange meetings to make their employees aware about cardiovascular diseases or diabetes. Pension and early retirement. In order to trim workforce or some other reasons, employers encourage employees to retire early. This is in the form of early retirement window arrangements for specific employees, often after the age of 50. The financial incentives are generally a combination of improved or liberalized pension benefits plus a cash payment. These early retirement plans can backfire for some reasons. In the case of Verizon Communications, when early retirement plan was offered, estimating a reduction in workforce of around 12,000 employees, surprisingly, more than 21,000 employees took the plan and they had to replace around 16,000 employees. Family-friendly services. A number of benefits such as retirement plans and insurance, paid time off, some employers provide more benefits to their employees apart from the given list. These include legal and personal counseling, family-friendly services such as childcare, creche facilities, counselors, educational subsidies, and executives perks such as company car, etc. Flexible benefit programs. One size fits all approach does not work. Employees of different age, generally belonging to at least 3 generations, work together. In this approach, a benefit fund is provided and employees are free to exhaust the fund. In this approach, few benefits are selected mandatorily by employees. The cafeteria approach. Here, a benefit fund is provided and employees are free to exhaust the fund as per their choices. Benefits and employee leasing. Smaller organizations do not have the employee base to support different types of benefits. They have less bargaining capacity from the service providers as their employee base is less. These are called employee leasing firms, or sometimes are termed as professional employer organizations. In addition, flexible work schedules are increasingly becoming popular. Single parents especially find it very useful as they have to balance work and family responsibilities. Unemployment insurance. Unemployment insurance or compensation is provided if a person is unable to work through no fault of his own. These benefits are provided from a tax that is levied on employees, which generally ranges from 0.1% to 5% of taxable payroll. Each country has its own unemployment laws and they follow federal or state guidelines. An unemployment insurance cost control checklist. Keep documented history of being late, absence and warning notices. Warn chronically late employees before discharging them. Have ruled that 3 days absence without calling in is reason for automatic discharge. Request doctor's note on return to work after absence. Make written approval for personal leave mandatory. Stipulate date for return to work from leave. Obtain a signed resignation statement. Mail job abandonment letter if employee fails to return on time. Document all instances of poor performance. Require all employees to sign a statement acknowledging acceptance of firm's policies and rules. File the protest against a former employee's unemployment claim of time, usually within 10 days. Use proper terminology on claim form and attach documented evidence regarding separation. Attend hearings and appeal unwarranted claim. Check every claim against the individual's personal life. Routinely conduct exit interviews to produce information for protesting unemployment claims. So students, let's now summarize what we have studied in this module. Here we discussed at length the compensation systems, indirect and indirect monetary pay plans, and further indirect pay plans were also discussed in detail. Benefits are both of voluntary and mandatory nature. To motivate and satisfy employees, organizations experiment regularly with innovative benefit plans considering the changing needs of their employees. Most companies provide a number of required or voluntary benefits. These include prompt medical benefits to work-related accident victims or their dependents regardless of whose fault it was. Thank you.